Hi, my name's Carl and I'm the TEFL guy. I've been teaching English as a foreign language for 20 years in various places around the world. East Asia, Vietnam, Japan, China. I have also been teaching in Sri Lanka. I've taught in Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Spain, Italy, and I want to get you teaching abroad in 2022. So this channel is for people who are new to TEFL. This channel is also for people who might have been teaching for a while and need to get themselves teaching abroad again. Let me help you. This video is going to talk a little bit about how the best way to get teaching abroad as quickly as you can is. Okay, so just watch this one and let's get you to China. Let's get you to South America. Let's get you to Vietnam, Thailand this year. Okay, so let's get to it. So first of all, why now? Why is 2022 a good year to teach abroad? So as I said, I've been teaching. I started teaching in the 90s, actually. I was teaching in the late 1990s in South Africa. And then that's through the 2000s and through the 2010s I've been teaching. But I actually think 2022 is a good year to be starting teaching abroad. Why is that? Because I think that COVID might be coming to an end. I almost was a bit definite there, but I think it might be coming to an end. There's signs of it here in the UK that it's getting less and less dangerous. Transmissible? Yes. Of course, there's lots going on in the world, but I think in 2022, the restrictions are going to slowly disappear. That's what I believe. I might be totally wrong, but that's what I believe. So I think lots of teachers left their jobs when COVID started 2 years ago. Many people get into TEFL just as a short-term thing. They don't get into it as a long-term career. I'm doing it as a long-term career. I think it is a very good career to get into. But many people left at the start of COVID and they didn't come back into TEFL. They've sort of now come back home to Australia or to America or to the UK or Ireland, wherever their sort of home country is, because they didn't want to be away from their families in China or Japan or wherever it might be. And I believe that they're not really going to go back because it's the sort of jolt that most people who might have been thinking about not staying in TEFL are now thinking, okay, I'm going to stay at home. So I believe that lots of teachers left. So that means there's going to be more and more vacancies in 2022 as the year goes on. Okay. Teaching English as a foreign language is still a massive market. Now, yes, there is teaching online. That has come into more and more into the fore since COVID started. But I believe that it's still a massive market. There's still big demand out there for teachers in face-to-face jobs within classrooms or within universities. I believe that. Okay. Some people don't want to go abroad, okay? So I think that there's a lot, as I said sort of earlier, some people that have come back now don't want to go abroad again. But I also believe that there's less and less people getting into it to teach abroad. There are people in TEFL to want to just teach online. But I do believe there's less and less people that actually want to go abroad with it, okay? Or if they want to go abroad, they're not really sure where to go. So I think it's a good time to get into it in 2022. There's online fatigue as well. I've spoken a bit about online. This video isn't for people that want to teach online. I've got other videos for that. But if lots and lots of students, lots and lots of schools, they don't really like giving so many online lessons. They want to get back teaching face to face. They believe it's better. Is it better or not? That's a whole different debate. But I think that there's slowly the classes that were online are going to move back into schools. They're going to move back into language schools. They're going to move back into universities. And if that happens, there's going to be more and more jobs available. So how can you become a teacher? Maybe you've been teaching before and you want to get back into teaching abroad again. Fine. This video is definitely useful for that, but this is much better for people that maybe don't have any teaching experience or maybe have set a New Year's resolution that they want to become a teacher abroad in 2022. So you've got to get qualified. There's not really any sort of way around this. You've got to get some sort of teaching qualification. And I do get people message me and they say, oh, I know I'm going to be a good teacher. And I said, well, how do you know you're going to be a good teacher? Oh, I've got good knowledge of grammar, that kind of thing. No, you've got to get qualified. You've got to go get either a CELTA, Certificate of English Language Teaching to Adults. This is the big main certificate that teachers do if they feel like they want to do this for quite a long time. The CELTA is a little bit expensive. It's about somewhere between £1,000, £2,000 or £2,500, depending on where in the world you take it. It's quite intense. It lasts a month. There's lots and lots of stuff to do in it. You're going to lose your life. All you're going to think about for that month is you're becoming a teacher. But if you've got a CELTA, it does open up more doors because it's a higher level it's seen as a higher level qualification in terms of the amount of pay you'll get and the places you'll be able to go to. But if you don't want to do a CELTA because it's too expensive, maybe there's not one running near you, maybe you don't want to devote a month to learning, there are online courses that you can do to become a teacher, and these will get you abroad teaching. They will, okay? So what you need to do, because if you put into Google online teacher training courses, for example, or TEFL courses, anything like that, you'll get quite a few come up. What you need to do, and what my recommendation to you is to look for a course that is accredited. What does that mean? It means look for a course where a company has checked that course to make sure it's okay, like an external examining body. They've gone and they've checked the company that's offering the courses. They've checked the tutors. They've checked the materials. They've checked all of this to make sure it's good. Why is that important? It's important because when you apply to a school, they will check your certificate. Now, maybe that school will be quite happy with anybody that will come and teach there, maybe. But maybe that school will check for people who have a higher reliability of qualification. And accreditation gives that company reliability and can show that they are a good quality course. So definitely check for accreditation of any online course you might do. Look for a magic number of 120 hours of tuition on an online course. Anything like that, that's the magic number that will get you work. So if you see courses that sort of offered 60, 40 hours, be a bit careful because it might not get you work because companies want this magic number of 120 hours. Where does the magic number come from? I'm not sure, but that's what you see jobs advertised for. Okay, you got that course, you've passed it. You've got your certificate in hand. Now that course might have taken a while. I'm not going to lie to you. It might take 2-3 months. Okay. But you've got it. You've done it. What do? You then quite simply start applying for jobs. You go on websites and you look for jobs and you think, okay, that's the sort of place I want to go to. That sounds like a sort of job I want to do. I match the criteria. I'm going to start applying. Okay. You got to think about where to go. That's where I would first advise people to do. Okay. Go on websites such as eslcafe.com. Go on TEFL.org. Go on that website. There's a job centre. Go on TEFL.com. There's a website on there where they list jobs. Look for what kind of regions are hiring. If you just want to go abroad anywhere, look at what regions are hiring because that's what you need to do in order to get abroad. There's no point saying, I really, really want to go to China if China's not hiring. If China's still locked down. If you have your mind set on somewhere, then you might have to wait for it to come out of lockdown in order to go there. But if you're free, if you're flexible, maybe you can do a year somewhere else. I don't know, Thailand or somewhere before going to the place you want to go to. That will look good on your CV and you'll still have a ball. Look at what countries are advertising for people to go over there and teach. Okay. Look on TEFL.org, look on TEFL.com, look on eslcafe.com. Sorry. There are other companies out there. There are other websites out there. I'm going to go through them in another video. But right now, those are the 3 that I would recommend to look at in order to find work. Okay. Look at your qualifications and look at your nationality beyond the TEFL course. Have you got a degree? Because that will open up more doors to you. Unfortunately, some countries are more open to giving working visas to other countries. So if you've got a British passport, for example, That can help you a lot more going to China and going to Japan than maybe something like an African passport. Is it right? Of course it's not. But unfortunately, that's part of the way it works. So look at your qualifications, look at your nationality, and see what sort of places can you go to. Maybe the Middle East might be a bit more open to you if you're finding that there's some restrictions. Okay. If you don't have a degree, you've got to be flexible. Same if you're a non-native speaker. You've got to think about, don't have your heart set on one place. Don't have your heart set on one city. For example, China. Most people want to go work in Shanghai. Most people want to go work in Beijing. But China has loads of big cities to go to. Be flexible, and that will give you more chance. Okay. Degree, that's if you're also looking, if you want to go to Southeast Asia. If you don't have a degree, maybe you can't go to Thailand. Maybe you can't go to Vietnam, but you could go to Cambodia. You go to Cambodia, very easy to get on the bus to Vietnam and see Vietnam in your holidays. Same with Thailand, okay? Be flexible. If you really can't get in, you can't see anywhere, the non-degree does unfortunately rule out China, Korea. But you could get to Japan on a working holiday visa without a degree. Be flexible. Don't have your heart set on one place, okay? Be patient if you're a non-native speaker. Don't think because you've got doors shut in your face and you see lots of jobs being advertised that you can't apply for. So if it says native speaker only, email them, ask them, what do you see a native speaker to be? They might say something like, well, somebody who has an IELTS level of 8 or above. Fantastic. If you've got really good English as a non-native speaker, that might get you out there if you've got good level of English. Okay. Be patient. First couple of companies don't take you on, fine. Keep applying, keep applying. I have trained many non-native speakers to go abroad. You've just got to be patient. It's not going to be instant. So I know many people, they have a New Year's resolution. I'm going to go abroad. This is the year I'm going to get abroad. By February, they've still not got an interview. By March, they've still not got their visa sorted. Getting an interview in TEFL takes time. Now, if the company really wants people, if they're really desperate, it doesn't take time. If they get bombarded with lots of applications, it's going to take time. My longest wait, I waited for 15 months from being offered a job from applying for a job to getting that actual job and getting away. I was working for other companies during that time, all right? It can take a long time to get out there. So please don't be disheartened, okay? You've got to maybe go for a health check, especially in times of COVID. They might make you go for a special test, like a COVID test. They might also make you go for something like a chest x-ray. I've done that before. They might make you go check your weight, that kind of thing. Health checks do take time. You've got to book it. Who's going to pay for it? All that kind of thing. You've got to talk to the company, talk to the company hiring you to check exactly what do they want. Takes time. It takes time. The visas then take time. You've got to go to an embassy. You've got to drop off your stuff. You've got to make sure you got all your documents together. You've got to make sure it's all okay. Then they've got to sort out the visa. It takes time. Could take a month for that. Could do. You might then need to wait for the start of term in a country that you're going to. So, if you apply in January, maybe some schools, they're not going to take it on anybody till June. It can take time. You could be 6 months. They might not then take people until October. So just be ready for the start of terms. And the start of terms dates change no matter where you are in the world. Okay? So just be ready for that kind of thing, that you got to wait for that. Have patience. Honestly, I can't tell you how patient you got to be to get that first teaching job abroad. The process will be different from your own country. However, that country you're going to sorts out jobs in terms of when you go to a HR department, or even in terms of when you get the interview and how many interviews you've got to have. The process will be different probably from how you work in your own country. You've got to be culturally aware culturally free to be able to change to do that. So don't rush and think you're going to get abroad quickly. Don't quit your job that you're doing now and say, I'm going to be abroad by February, by March. Could happen, but more than likely won't. It might take 3-4 months. Might take 3-4 months to do that. Okay? You will get there. You will get abroad and you will love it. I promise you, once you get there, once you've got through the first couple of weeks where it could be a bit difficult, where you're new to the job, you're new to the place, once you get out there, you will absolutely love it. Okay? So, what you got to do is get yourself a qualification, then start applying, then you can get abroad. Okay? You can get yourself doing it. Get that qualification. That's the first thing you got to do. If you've already got that qualification, get yourself applying. Don't apply to all the jobs all at once. Just look at where they match your criteria for. Take them step by step. The reason why I say don't apply for loads at the same time is because if you've got an application which has mistakes, which isn't quite how to do it, then if you send that off, then you've sort of limited yourself straight away to 4 or 5 jobs which you can't apply for. So just take your time. Pick and choose ones that you think match the criteria, places where you want to go. If there's none that you were in the places where you want to go, be flexible. But it does all start with getting that qualification. There's no hiding from it. You've got to get a TEFL qualification, either a CELTA or an online course. It can be done. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video and you'll see even more videos coming forward which will help you to get a TEFL job abroad, or if you're already teaching, help you to be a teacher abroad. Okay, please put in the comments anything you have to say about it. Please let me know where you want to go this year. I will read all those comments, and if I can, I will reply and help you out as much as I can. Cheers guys, thank you.